Hi, this is Ivan from True Potential and welcome back to another one of our videos. Today we're going to take a slightly of a different route in our videos and we're going to have more of a reflectional devotion on scripture, and then we're going to reflect together and learn from that scripture as well. We're looking at David and Goliath. Now we all know the story. A young shepherd boy gets sent by his father to take food to his brothers on the front lines of a war between Israel and the Philistines. When David gets to the front lines, he hears that Goliath, a giant and experienced soldier, has been taunting Israel to send out a champion to face him. The Israelites, scared, have been hiding and cowering from the taunts. David, on the other hand, when he hears that this giant and what he's saying against God and his people, becomes enraged about what is happening. David eventually comes forward and volunteers himself to King Saul to go and face this giant. David then takes 5 stones and he stands before the giant in the name of God. Ultimately, David defeats Goliath, which inspires the Israelite troops to fight and defeat the Philistines. Now, obviously, this has been an abbreviated summary of the story, and I want to encourage you to go and read the full story for yourself. But when we look at this story, we are also inspired to face our giants and overcome our challenges. The reality, however, is that many of us overlook the journey that David took to get to the place where he stood with his 5 stones and his sling in his hand. We will look together at this journey today to inspire us to practical action. Number 1, David prepared himself while taking care of the sheep. When David was brought before King Saul, Saul asked him if he had any experience as a soldier. David's answer was that he defeated the lion and the bear while taking care of the sheep. When applied to our lives, we many times wish away the seasons of life that seem insignificant. These seasons, however, are preparatory seasons that build character and battle experience for the giants in the future. You may not have control over the nature or the size of the giant, but you do have control over your everyday actions, habits, and disciplines. It's those actions and disciplines and habits that prepare us for what is to come. Number 2, David was not relying on his own abilities. This is another critical aspect of David's time as a shepherd. While there, he spent time worshiping God, building his relationship with God. When the time came, he was not confused about God and his ability or his character. David knew who God was and he acted on that relationship. We cannot wait until the storm hits to start building a relationship with God. We draw on an existing relationship in the storm. Number 3, David did not just pray but acted on the prayer. When David heard about the giant taunting Israel, he became first curious, and then something was stirred in him that led him to action. His prayer was not passive in the sense that he prayed and nothing else. His prayer led to action, a step of faith. Now please don't misunderstand me. God many times tells us in prayer to do nothing. Don't respond, be quiet, or whatever the case may be. But in that case, not acting is acting. The point is that prayer will lead us to a step of faith. It is when we obey the voice of God that Jesus says we are like the wise man that built his house on the rock. Now let me ask you, which of these three reflections spoke to you? Where do you need to be brave in your life currently? And lastly, what action is God prompting you to do? Have a wonderful day.